What up, though? Welcome back to What a Mic At Podcast, Prolific to Professional.
G Money.
It's your boy Low. We in the building.
Yes, once again, same format, different topics, a lot of ignorance going on, a lot of new music that came out. We're going to try to contain it all in this one episode. Give you a little opinion, a little bit of review. Same thing, you know, we'll get off topic, I'm sure. But so what? That's what we do, right?
All day.
I think we might as well just get to it, man. It's a hot topic. You saw that? That was crazy. Hot topic of right now, I guess, in the hip-hop community at least.
I'm up here. I ain't see shit.
I thought you saw because you were sitting right next to me.
Oh no.
Okay. It was a little drip. Anyway.
Okay. First off topic discussion already.
Yeah. We're talking about J. Cole, K.O.D.
New album.
Yeah, new album that he put out late yesterday, 4/20. I guess, man, let's just get right to it. I'm sure we all heard it. I've heard it 2 times thus far.
Myself, I like the album. I don't think it's his best album, but I like it. I like his the lyrical content of the album. The production could have been better, but the lyrical content I like in the age of so much dumbed down music. Is refreshing whenever you hear like a Kendrick or J. Cole album and you actually hear somebody spitting and it's actually making sense. So, I mean, I like it. I'm a J. Cole fan, so I can deal with it.
Yeah. I think this is an album, like, if you have to be a J. Cole fan to actually appreciate elements of it. Overall, I don't really think it's that good. Again, but he's a lyricist. His rapping is good, but from the production standpoint, it's not that good, not in my opinion. I think, like G said, he's done better. But, this is a guy that's a big Nas fan, and Nas used to struggle with that too. He was dope lyrically, but, when it came to the actual production of some of his projects, it was pretty bad. But, I'm a J. Cole fan. I got elements of the album that I do like, but overall, I don't really think it's his best work. I think it could have definitely been better.
6 out of 10. I mean, it's not that good to me, man. It's just not. Lyrically, he always is at the same level, which is a very high level. I don't really like the singing that he's doing on a lot of these songs. And he's got the alter ego, the Kill Edward guy that's listed as a feature, but it's him.
Yeah.
Like, what? Well, I ain't know what the hell's going on. It's rainy day music, is what it is.
Yeah.
It's real somber, which is not a bad thing, but if you got 12 of those, then, he had a couple upbeat ones, but much like what you said, I'm not a fan of his production, and he's been doing his own beats ever since the first mixtape I heard from him. And I just really don't like it. I mean, a lot of the times. But I can appreciate the lyricism listening to that. When I know a certain person has an album coming out, like, depending on what we know from them, I kind of tend to lean toward that first and then pick up on the other parts of it. So I heard the lyrics, heard the messages, and heard the songs before I listened to pay attention to the beats. Right. And then that kind of brought it back down to...
'Cause that's the type of artist he is, so that's what to pay attention for.
Exactly.
Right.
But
on the lyrical thing, like y'all said, he there lyrically. It's just... But the overall project, it's not that good. Not to me.
What is he trying to do with this this title and the artwork? I don't know if y'all saw that. Beyond the cover, I don't know if y'all saw the full packaging.
Yeah. Well, I saw the cover. I didn't see the whole.
Yeah, it's really just expounding on the cover. Like, it's got one kid drinking lean.
From what he talking about on the album, it seems like he just trying to elevate the game as far as the content of it. What he's talking about and like talking about how all the young rappers and they talking about the same shit. The music is dumbed down, and he just trying to elevate it. That's what I get from it.
I didn't know because he doesn't talk a whole lot. He don't do interviews at all. I don't think so.
Yeah,
we'll probably never get an explanation.
Especially in that one song, that 1985. He speaks on that a lot. But I guess what I get from the artwork. Like, it looked like looks like he's trying to be like the king or whatever, and all the other people like on lean and stuff like that, and he's just trying to rise above it or whatever. That's what I get from it. Could be different though.
So trying to do it without being preachy, I guess.
Yeah.
What it sounds
yeah.
like.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Cool beans. What y'all think about speaking of J. Cole and lyricists? What y'all think about Kendrick winning the Pulitzer, getting the honors of Pulitzer? What do you feel about that?
It's very interesting, I guess, because it's the first hip hop artist to win it, so it's breaking new ground. So
yeah,
shout out to Kendrick on that.
It's interesting that they picked that album.
What you think you could pick out for another one?
I don't think it's as good as either of the other two before.
Like
I disagree, and I remember when we reviewed it back in the day. I think this was his best album. I called it a classic. I mean, when it first came out, that first thing, I think this was his best album. But I don't know if they were actually going off of just one specific thing. I think it was, like you said, it was more about his influence. Period.
Because I thought they gave him the prize for the album, though.
It was for the album.
Right.
But I guess, yeah,
okay.
but they was talking about the influence of the album.
Right.
So,
okay.
You know, usually it goes to classical or jazz artists from what it looks like for the most part. So it's really breaking ground on it.
Now, it's a big step for rap. It's a big step for hip hop. You know, it's interesting to see in the future what doors it opens for other artists. You know, to get mentioned or get into that conversation when it comes to a Pulitzer, because you know. That's huge.
Yeah, I'd have to do the research on Pulitzer for music anyway, though, because who was the last person to get it? Period.
Didn't you?
Oh, last one before him.
You talking about musically?
Right.
Yeah, they do it every year.
I don't know.
It's always, but it's I don't know the artist. I remember they saying it's a funny name. It's like a classical artist. Okay. It usually goes to classical or jazz. They most dominate that Pulitzer thing. Right. The last black artist that won it was Wilson Marsalis, the jazz artist, I think that was in the 90s something. They said Wynton Marsalis,
okay.
Yeah, the jazz player, yeah.
Okay. Still, it's a huge step. You know, I think you know it's one of those things where it opens the door. Now, at least he put the music on the map. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as getting some award like that, you know what I'm saying? So. Shout out to Kendrick, man. You're doing big things.
Some things they were saying it's interesting that he's the first one.
Oh yeah.
Out of all these artists, all these great artists that we've had through the years that get it, but you know, somebody gotta be first.
You're right about to say somebody gotta be the first. So.
Yeah. So is he the best rapper right now?
Right now.
Out of the newer cats.
Out of like the people
who's actually making music still
not like the Redmans and all
that.
Yeah. Which are great.
Yeah.
But,
from my taste,
they're not on that level commercially.
The ones who still got like a little buzz. Yeah, I say Kendrick.
Yeah, I say Kendrick. You know, it's between him, Drake, and J. Cole. You know, pound for pound.
Cool.
Yeah. Now Kendrick doing his thing, and it's dope about Kendrick because he does he's on the J. Cole level when it comes to lyrical content and stuff, but he also does a lot of popular music too. But he intertwines with. He's a very versatile rapper. Like he can be on a rock song and go right back to being on some hood shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's dope about him as an artist in itself. You know, having that versatility. So, I mean, he's just as prone to get it he's just as deserving as anybody to get it if there ever was a rapper to get it, prior to him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would say Tupac and stuff like that, but Kendrick is just as deserving in his own right.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out.
Kendrick. So.
What's next, fellas? What's next? What we got?
Yeah, we can keep it music.
Okay.
Everybody, initially, Cardi B was taking over Coachella when they announced that she was going to be one of the headliners, so to speak. But then they got eclipsed by the announcement that Beyonce was officially going to do it.
Hey!
After having to cancel her performance last year due to being pregnant with 2 babies. So
that's hilarious because Cardi was pregnant. Wasn't she up there dancing?
I don't know.
At Coachella? I think so. I think she busted a couple moves.
She definitely pregnant. We know that.
Yeah. She busted
and at the same time,
that's different situations. Yeah.
She can't be like, I'll do it next year. You might not be there.
No doubt. Yeah.
Beyonce
got that. She got that leverage like that.
She could have been like, I got y'all 3 years.
Right. No doubt.
But everybody lost their mind. I want to say it was in the middle of the damn night when she performed. Pretty much, depending on what side of town, side of the country you're on. East Coast time. I think she came out at like 2:00 in the morning, some shit like that, which technically would have been 11 p.m.
Like
out there in Cali where they are.
Right.
And I heard she shut it down. I didn't see it. I didn't actually see it.
Yeah, I didn't see it in real time either. But like you said, I just caught the highlights and the hype surrounding it. But yeah, here she shut it down. It was Beyonce. It was like her own little private concert, basically. She shut that shit down. So shout out to Beyonce. Not that she needs it, but she winning right now. So do y'all think right now, just moving into that comparison, is she the Michael Jackson? Is she on that level this day and age? Is she the new Michael Jackson-ish icon of right now?
I think popularity-wise, yes.
Okay.
Impact, no.
Okay.
I say no on both levels. I don't think she's as popular as Mike was or impactful. But maybe Madonna, or like she might be bigger than Madonna, but she's there. She's there. She's of this time. She's there. She's what it is today. As close as you can get.
So will Rihanna be her Prince?
No, I don't think Rihanna's close to her either. Not in that level.
Not close.
Okay.
She's not close to as close as. If you want to compare how close Mike and Prince were, Rihanna's not as close to Beyonce as that was. But to your point, I don't think she's as popular as Michael Jackson was, but comparing the landscape of music and artists, who is the most popular musical act right now that's kind of current as opposed to the guys who are the Raptors.
Yeah.
I think she got that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have I don't think she has enough songs that kind of translate over different demographics, different genders like Michael Jackson did. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you like the songs or not, like Men in the Mirror, like, touched a bunch of different people as opposed to Beyonce has captured the black woman like no other.
Yeah.
She don't have us like Mike had the guys and the girls. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
I don't think she's there yet.
He was a world figure. He was a cultural icon in the world. I got you. No, I mean, I was just, trying to bring it to the table, but because Beyonce is doing her thing. And that's a good point that you brought up, that she is capturing the black woman, that type of power. And she's definitely has, in entertainment-wise, I don't think there's ever been a female black artist as powerful as Beyonce. And I say that, you had the Janet Jacksons. You even had people like Diana Ross, but I don't even think that they hit that plateau and leverage of power musically.
Would you call Mariah Carey?
I would. Would you?
No, I'm saying.
You have a.
No, I'm not. I'm not putting a race in it. I'm just talking about female. Like.
No, yeah. No, Mariah Carey probably. That's a good point. She didn't hit the radar when I was just thinking about it, but yeah, she's probably been the closest. Yeah, from a power. Because
I don't know the numbers, but I think she's sold more records than Beyonce.
No, she absolutely has. She's the highest. She's the biggest selling female artist of all time. Yeah, according to RIAA.
Yeah. Well, beyond that, I don't think.
But she has a longer career too.
Mariah separated herself from the people. I feel.
Yeah, Mariah
she put
was
herself on
plane.
such a pedestal.
Yeah, right.
Nobody wanted to be her. Nobody wanted to.
Yeah,
really
she was on a different. She was on her own.
Yeah,
plane,
it was like
so
Barbie shit. Like,
right.
That ain't real. I can't be that. Whereas Beyonce, as popular and powerful as she is, she still finds a way to bring herself to the level of the audience and to the consumer, where it's like, I know I can't be Beyonce, but I got enough attributes. In some women's mind, they might be delusional too. A lot of them are, but they feel like they can still do and be some of the things that she is. Right. Whereas Mariah Carey literally was like fucking Barbie land. Yeah. You see her walking around.
And I was just taking what you said as far as the black woman feature, and I know you were just saying in general, from a woman's standpoint. But I mean, it's good, valid points. I was just saying, from a black woman standpoint, she has to be the most powerful in that genre ever to have as much leverage. Now, I'm not saying she's the best, and that's a matter of opinion, but she's definitely, she's like LeBron James. Like LeBron James with basketball. Michael Jordan was the most powerful figure in basketball. But LeBron James, as a basketball player in the NBA, I think he has more leverage than Mike had in the NBA. You know, and I'm just talking about from signing 1-year deals and stuff like that. Jordan didn't have that type of leverage, not to do stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's a different ball game too.
Yeah, it's a lot of different factors involved.
Yeah, you can measure your popularity yourself more so than you could in the past with social media. Like, you can literally look and see how many people
you can quantify it now. Exactly. No, that's a good point. Yeah. A very valid point. Anyway, shout out to Beyonce tearing it up at Coachella.
Yeah, brought out to Destiny's Children. Yeah, brought them out too. She pulled the same Super Bowl movie.
Didn't she bring out Jay too?
Yeah.
Oh. From face though.
How he was forgetting his
lines
and shit.
Yeah, man, you know, Jay ain't no spring chicken no more. This shit gets difficult. I can only imagine.
I didn't see that out to even know it. I didn't see
it neither.
I just know that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the stuff they do together. Not.
Man, you already know how I feel about it. I wish they'd keep their total music careers separate from here on out.
What songs did they do, if you remember? The ones that
they did Crazy in Love.
Oh, that's one of the worst ones in my opinion, but it doesn't matter what I think. They sold like a gazillion copies. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So, shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Where we headed next, fellas? What y'all got?
Talk about a little Bow Wow, I guess.
Okay.
Lil Bow Wow. He on a
Moss.
He on a little. I guess he was about to commit suicide. He was thinking about it. So he was venting, and then he said it's gonna be his last. He's doing like a promo plug, saying it's gonna be his last interviews that he do, far as radio interviews, right now. And he just caught something on the Breakfast Club. He was talking about ghostwriting. He was talking about, you know, him being discovered, him being on death row when he was like 6, stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, saying he was part of the dog pound. Daz had to clear it up a little bit. He was kind of part of, like, not the gang, but the little puppy pound they had or whatever. But, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Bow Wow. You know, I don't know. You know, it get weird when you grow up in that shit, I guess, in the entertainment business when you was in it since you was 6 years old.
I can believe that, but I don't know when to believe him either.
That too. And that's funny because the little promo tour he's running on is for a new show called the Bow Wow Challenge. I think it's called.
Yeah, so right. I don't know.
The whole thing is about faking and shit. So
the only reason I say that, it has less to do with him and more to do with entertainers in general. Jay-Z retired. Fucking for what? He came back and put out another album like shortly thereafter. So people just kind of put these things out there. Matter of fact, old girl, TDE, SZA, she said she wasn't doing no more music, and then she put an album out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I know people could change their minds and all that, but it's like you see enough of that. It's the boy that cried wolf. Like, all right, Bob. Like, you might have been going through all those things, and I'm not gonna discount that, but this being your last radio interview, like, only people who say stuff like that is people who want to bring the attention of people who normally wouldn't be looking at it.
Right.
And it's only for gain, for you to check out the show, whatever you got coming out. But you don't have to say that if you're just gonna do it.
Yeah. Another interview he was just talking about. You know, they was talking about the rap world right now as far as ghostwriting and people who ghostwrote for him and stuff like that. Like, he went down the line, like, from T.I., Snoop, Corrupt, said the Brat, JD, Jadakiss.
Ooh, shout out to Brat.
So, you know,
miss you.
How do y'all feel about the game as far as right now, as far as people having writers? Like, you know, I guess his thing was, you know, they never bring it up about singers. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he brought up Beyonce. He's like, Beyonce don't write, you know, all of her material, and nobody says nothing.
That was an artist.
How do you feel about rappers and people writing for them?
I never care until you say that you are the dopest MC or you're the best rapper. Because in that case, I think that the dopest MC or best rapper has to have that as a part of their arsenal. Being able to write that.
Authentic.
If you don't claim to be there or want to be that.
So let me ask you this. In that sense, would you say, like, let's take a Drake, where it's obvious he has writers. And if he was to call himself the best rapper, and you know he has writers, do you have a problem with that? Yeah. I'm saying that
you can't. You could never be that. You can't. That's just like saying I'm the best basketball player, but I can only shoot. I can't dribble. I can't fucking play defense. It's like, dog, all that encompasses a good basketball player. And in the case of being a good rapper or a good MC, that is one of the components. So if you don't have that, and somebody else does.
So when you accumulate, when you accumulate a list of, to say, your top 5 rappers out, and would you put Drake in there? Now it's different if you could say like that's your top 5 artists, because an artist is more broad,
Right.
But as far as top 5 rappers, and you gotta, with the pen, so he would just automatically be out of that then.
Yeah.
Even though he probably, he writes his stuff, but some songs, some people right now, is it different? Like if people just write a couple songs for you.
Based on what I know, I can't really put him in there.
Even if it's just a couple songs, because we know Drake have written for people too himself, but
you see, I don't know. He may have, but I don't know that.
Yeah, he wrote.
That's not a rap song though.
No, he wrote for Diddy. He said he wrote for Diddy.
Diddy's not a good rapper, so he wrote a song for Diddy. I don't like the way Diddy raps. So.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is
Royce wrote a song for Diddy, and I ain't like it.
This is my thing with rapping. As long as you're not claiming that you're writing your own stuff and you're just really not writing it, then that's the only issue I have. But rap, you have to go back into history. Rap was meant to be, when it first started, to be a authentic part of that person's life. So it's like a poem. It's like a diary. Mm-hmm. So that's where the whole what do you call it? The
people writing for singers.
Right. That's when it became an unwritten rule. Oh, you can't be writing for the other rapper. It's supposed to be about him. So that's where that myth came from. However, if you're just doing a song and it's not nothing specific about a different, if it's a party song, who gives a shit who wrote it? It's a party song. It's a, what I'm saying? You're doing some shit like that. It's a stripper song. Who gives a shit who wrote it? You know what I'm saying? That's not an authentic point, or that it'll be different if somebody wrote the song Dear Mama for Tupac. Okay, that might be a little bit of a problem, because I thought the whole thing about rap was supposed to be authentic. But anyway, that's where it became not a thing to do in rap. However, it's not a problem, in my opinion, for somebody else to write your stuff, as long as you're not taking credit for it and not giving that person credit for it. Because again, it's been done in music since the beginning of time.
Now, what if that person calls themselves the best rapper?
I don't know enough about Drake's whole situation. I just know that Drake is I know he has hits that is credited to him as a rapper. So if he already had hits already credited to him as him being the writer and the rapper, I don't really have a problem with it. Now, has he had other people write other songs where he gave them credit for that song? Okay, whatever. I mean, the same thing with Eazy-E. He didn't write none of his shit neither.
Right,
but he got hits.
But for the part of you calling yourself the best rapper.
Yeah, but he has songs where he's actually written that he was the rapper, and he was rapping really good, the song that he written, so I don't have no problem with it.
Well, I think it's the case, like, you would never, like, you have, like, somebody like Rakim. You would never say somebody wrote for Rakim. Or even Kendrick. Right. You would never say nobody wrote for Kendrick.
And that's fine. And then you got a lot of rappers but they do that because they all come from that same genre we came from, where it was like it's kind of unwritten rule, don't do that. Mm-hmm. It's more authentic if you write. I give more people props that they write all their music, but we got to understand, Drake is not just a pure rapper. He's different than most of the other ones.
And that's
anyway.
why I was saying, like, split it
so
between
he doesn't,
artist and
somebody he's a little bit different. So he doesn't. Rapper. Kendrick just raps. Drake don't.
Right, that's what I said. Drake
so
would be in this.
He's not really in that.
Pool.
He's not in that category in itself. Mm-hmm. If you have to put somebody in that, you know what I'm saying? He's a little bit different anyway. Mm-hmm. But when he is rapping, he is dope with that shit. Mm-hmm. Regardless, I mean, it's subjective. It's however you feel about it. But I don't have a problem with another rapper writing for. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I personally don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. It's only a big deal if you're taking credit for somebody else's work. Yeah.
Well,
that's only a big deal.
I don't with it at all. I'll take it a step further. Yeah. You can be absolutely 100% lying about what you're rapping about. But if you wrote it and it's sweet as hell,
Yeah, I mean,
okay, shit.
And again,
that was dope.
Right, and that's another topic in itself. But yeah, like you said,
if
the shit is dope, it's dope.
This person's life, which is coming out of your mouth.
That's right.
Wrote
well, and a lot of people have said, like Tupac was, in the interviews back in the day, a lot of that shit he didn't actually live or do himself, but he was speaking from his homeboys' perspective because they couldn't put it in words like he could. He had the talent to put it in words, so he did it. Right, exactly. It sounds sweet.
I think my thing is, and I agree with both of you, but I think my thing is like let's say like somebody like a Dr. Dre or Eazy-E or Diddy. Of course they got writers, but of course they don't call themselves the best rappers either.
No,
my thing is people who calling themselves the best rappers and they don't write their stuff. Like it's different. Like again, I don't have a problem with people writing for you, but just don't go up there and call yourself the best rapper when that's not your pen.
God damn it.
That's somebody else writing it.
Sorry, too intense.
That's not your pen. You're saying the words, you're doing the delivery, you're doing a good job at it, but that's not your pen. So you can't call yourself the best rapper if you're not writing the lyrics. Now, like I said, Dre, Diddy, people write for them, but that's fine. But they don't call themselves the best rappers either.
Yeah, I mean, it's also difficult to quantify that as well. Like, if I say I'm a better basketball player than you, what we gonna do? We gonna go outside and hoop.
And see who the best.
When it comes to rapping, you can't really. There's no way to really do that. I mean, if I put out a song, you put out a song. Okay, who knows who wrote the song? Or even if we standing here face to face and we battling, I could be rapping some shit. I memorize somebody else shit and I'm kicking it to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just difficult to really like put that to the test. But I mean, you just call it how you know, like based on what you do know. And we don't really know a whole lot. Hell, a lot of these dudes might be having people write for them. We just ain't found out yet. But if we do find out, I'm not gonna stop liking them or the song for that matter.
Oh, no,
I'm definitely not gonna.
No, the song is a dope song.
What Dre said, ain't nothing but music.
Yeah, song is a dope song regardless. Whoever right there.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's all entertainment. Who gives a shit?
For sure.
Who gives a shit? What's next on the table, fellas? Y'all want to do top 5? Y'all want to get into it? It's NBA playoffs right now, going on right now. So this week, top 5.
Portland's at home.
Shot to Portland.
They going fishing.
Going fishing. Yeah, hey. LeBron and them better get it together. They're going to be right next to him.
Ain't no room in that boat, but they going to be trying to get on that.
I tell you what, dog, I love Lance Stevenson, dog. He fucking with LeBron, dog.
Yeah. He a fool with that shit.
He be fucking with LeBron.
LeBron be wanting to sock the shit out of that.
He be fucking with LeBron so much.
They lose another game, he might as well sock him.
Right.
Yeah,
might as well. Fuck it.
If Indiana go up 3-1.
What you tell me earlier, like the other team may advance, but you not. You gonna miss a game.
Exactly. Hell yeah, one of y'all gotta go, dog. Straight up. I'm happy for Lance though. He finally got it together because he was tripping that first time
blowing that nigga in.
Yeah. And he went to the Hornets. He had a fucked up journey, man. It seemed like he got it together. Seems.
I didn't forget. Oh yeah, top five. So we doing NBA pound for pound basketball players all time, fellas. Y'all ready?
So essentially, you gotta create a starting 5.
Wait, hold on.
Well, I mean,
because if that are we going? You going positions or we just going?
No, you starting 5. If we go to the gym, you don't have to pick a center and a point guard. You pick the best 5.
We going to playground rules.
If I got a big ass nigga, we had Joe D. That's a big ass dude, but he's slow as hell. I don't fuck a center. I want this nigga right here. I'm on 2 power forwards, 3 small forwards.
You want pound for pound the best players,
best guys.
All right, that's what we going at.
Period. So if it ain't no good power forwards in your opinion, fuck it, ain't none.
I'll take it first.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, my top 5. See,
Patrick Ewing in there.
No. See, actually, with my top 5, I don't have any centers.
I might stop fucking with you if Patrick Ewing is in the top 5.
I don't have any centers in my top 5. If we was doing it a little different, like each position maybe, but if I was like how you broke it down, if I had to pick the 5 baddest
player
motherfuckers
available
that I feel like can go out there and beat anybody.
No, we building a Rucker team.
That's right. So if I gotta pick the 5 baddest people, I feel like I can go out there and get anybody business. Number 1 is Mike. Hey, this is not in order, but just
Michael
Jordan.
Right.
Oh, okay. I mean, hey, I didn't
Michael
usually say
Sweetney,
Mike. Mike from Good Times. Michael who?
It's only one Mike when we talk about basketball.
Okay.
I'm going Mike.
Like Mike.
Michael Jordan. I'm going Magic Johnson. I'm going Kobe Bryant. I'm going LeBron James. And I'm going Larry Bird.
That's bullshit. You just did that just to...
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Larry Bird, baby.
Okay.
My 5 will light that ass up. Let's go.
Yeah, I know why
Ain't
you
nobody
did that.
seeing that 5. That 5 lighting that ass up.
Okay.
Yeah, you like it. Yeah,
like
the first Holy Trinity was Michael, Magic, and Bird, baby.
Yeah.
You like it.
You Michael, Magic, and Bird. That's right, Michael, Magic, and Bird. You gotta have that 3.
You next, bro, or you want me to go?
I'll go next.
All right.
I'm gonna try not to copy too much, but it's hard to do because it's like 4 undisputed guys or 3 undisputed guys. I need Bron, Magic, Kobe, Mike, and Shaq.
Okay.
Throw that shit down there. The rest of them 4 gonna take care of that.
No, guess what? My squad, Shaq big ass ain't gonna make. If we doing a record
Gonna
game,
make it where?
He ain't making it down the court on no fast
Which
break.
Shaq?
I don't care which Shaq it is. He ain't making it down the court now
You
with
ever
them
seen
5.
95 Shaq? Even though they got swept.
You bring 95 Shaq is lighting the ass though. I'd rather have Diesel.
What's Shaq? I mean, look, we can't. You can't do that because then you go.
Shaq like that.
He was. Elijah was giving it to his ass.
It wasn't because he was backing him down. It was because he was just giving them the business.
Man,
95 Shaq was going close to coast.
Yeah, he was. But he was never lighting the
I'll
ass.
take 99 Shaq Diesel.
I didn't say he wasn't stronger in '99, but he was never. He never
hold
came
on,
in the league like
hold
that.
on,
When he
hold
was
on.
Magic, he
Okay,
was a
hold
little
on.
like
Because
that.
if you gonna do me like that, then if I give you 92 Bird, who ain't got no fucking back,
there you go.
No, you said no. I'm not saying 92 Bird.
Bird
you
laid
said
on the ground half
Bird.
goddamn
no,
season.
you said Shaq getting lit up. I'm like,
Yeah, no, I'm saying he's not gonna make it up the court.
Shit,
what
neither
I'm
is
saying.
Bird.
Not gonna make it up the court.
Neither
Yeah,
92
neither
Bird ain't gonna
What
make
you
it up the
mean?
court.
92 Bird ain't
I
gonna make it up the
didn't
court.
say 92 Bird.
But
said
you gave Shaq, you
99 Shaq.
put Shaq a year for Shaq.
No, he said that. He said
No,
I
you-
said
No,
I
said
no.
that.
I said I would take
Backpedaling
Shaq, Diesel
Dion.
Shaq. He said he'll take Orlando
Why
Shaq.
does it have to be Diesel Shaq versus not broke back?
Because
Bird?
it fits his argument, bro.
No,
All right,
I didn't bring up years.
What's up, 5?
Actually, my 5 is the same as you guys. It is, and we all got the same. You pick Bird, you pick Shaq, and I'm picking Olajuwon. So I got Michael Jordan,
Michael Red.
Irvin Johnson, Kobe Jellybean Bryant.
Is this pre-AIDS?
Right.
Johnson.
So he only had HIV,
or when he
man.
came back for the All-Star.
Touche. Right. Touche. Kobe, LeBron, and I'm going with a king. That's my top 5.
Okay.
So we pretty much got the same, but that 5th one is all out of whack.
Not my 5. Not mine.
Out of
Definitely
whack.
not.
Y'all ain't got an answer for none of the Shaqs. Whether it's 92 Shaq or 2001 Shaq. Y'all ain't got an answer for that.
Olajuwon was dope, man. Olajuwon used to give Shaq the business.
Olajuwon gave him the business early in 94.
He did. But you know what?
95.
To say that, shit, Magic used to give Jordan the business too, though.
Early. Yeah.
He did. I mean, everybody,
Bird used to get
Magic
the
was-
business.
Man,
He did.
Ooh,
Bird used to
Magic
get
was
the
what?
business.
Magic was 5 years before Mike.
I think so. Something like that.
79.
Give or take a year.
Bird used to get Magic the business.
92 Bird then.
No. Magic got 3. Bird got 3 rings. We good.
Shit, Magic got what, 4 or 5?
In the 80s.
And he got a college championship.
That's right.
He does.
Guess who he beat? Moving on. Moving on.
No, Bird beat Jordan.
All time.
Oh, here we
He
go
did.
with this. Now it's
time.
first it was Shaq. Now it's Jordan.
Michael couldn't get past the Celtics. It's
Oh
okay.
my God. How many rings Jordan got?
He couldn't get back to Pistons. Yeah, because Bird was old then.
Oh.
When Bird was in his prime,
Oh,
wasn't nothing
God.
happen with Mike? Come on, man. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, Larry.
6-0. That's all.
Larry
I
Legend.
need.
Larry Legend. Let's go.
Anywho, so where we going next with it, fellas? What else we got on the table?
Again, so no white people in y'all stuff, huh?
No.
Oh,
Yeah, let's
come
go.
on
Let's keep
now.
going. Let's keep going. Yeah.
It's the same guy.
Outside of Bird. What other white guy would it be?
In the top 5?
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an argument for Jerry West.
No.
He's the logo.
So
he was pretty good.
He's the logo because
it's
marketing.
I'm gonna be honest
Jerry
with
West
you.
was pretty good.
I'm gonna take their word for it.
Dirk Nowitzki's pretty good too.
I was about to say, and this,
Dirk Nowitzki.
and this is with me. It's hard for me to put people that I didn't see play in real time
Who you
in
about to
there.
say? Oh, like Jerry West.
Right. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
not.
we skipped
I'm
the
not
whole 50s
discrediting.
and 60s.
Right. I'm not discrediting Jerry West, but I didn't really see him in real time, so I gotta take other people's word for it. You know what I'm saying?
You saw Bird, didn't you?
I did see it. That's why he's not in my top 5.
Yeah, you didn't.
Exactly. That's why he's not in my top 5.
Fuck out of here. Fucking Bird and Magic revolutionized the game. Brought the NBA back.
God,
Like, crazy.
Russell Westbrook will give Bird the business.
Yeah.
Every day.
Whatever.
Triple-double 2 times.
Make it to the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he will.
We'll
Long as he don't
get a
get
ring.
injured.
Get a ring.
Well, now it's to the ring.
Get 3 of them.
It's gonna
Get
always
3
be a
of
step.
them. Get 3 of them. How about that?
See, at first it was just get 1. Now you gotta get 3.
Get a couple of
Yeah,
NBA MVPs. Come on, man. Let's go. Larry Legend.
Well, Bird, you got your own cheerleader here.
Larry
You should
Legend.
feel proud,
Larry
man.
Legend. We know what it is.
Top 10.
We know what it is.
Top 10. So that was our top. That was our top 5 NBA. You know, playoffs going on, so we tried to keep it NBA this week. What y'all want to go into next? Are we going right into another element, the verses? You want to go right into that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well.
All right. Now we usually do what, 2? Y'all want to do the same
We only
approach?
did it twice, I think.
Right, and I think both times I did it too. So I was just no, I just fucking with y'all. I just fucking with y'all. And I did. I fucked up last time. So we're gonna try to make it better this week. I did. It was. I forgot. I don't remember what I did. I was choking at that point. Right.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, something crazy. No. It was Elizabeth Taylor. And Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, hey man, I had nothing.
Who looked?
I had nothing at that point.
Oh man. So
But-
you got some.
Well, G Money said he was gonna take the keys to the Ferrari this week.
Take us back to the 80s, man.
Okay.
We're going to go with 2 of the biggest box office, 2 of the biggest movie stars, action movie stars in the 80s. Stallone and Schwarzenegger. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Sylvester Stallone.
Who we rocking with?
Yeah, who y'all rocking with? Who is y'all guy? Who's y'all guy back then? Rocky, y'all take Rocky? Or y'all gonna take the Terminator? Who y'all got?
I'm gonna take Arnold.
Take the
Off
Terminator?
pure entertainment and enjoyment, cause I just got fucking tired of Rocky, man. I'm gonna go with Arnold.
You got Rambo too, though.
Yeah, he did have Rambo, but
That ain't gonna cash.
Hey, don't forget. Hey, shout out to CDL. Don't forget about Cobra.
I was about to say, and
Cobra.
I was gonna mention that. Yeah, shout out to you, CDL. You know
Don't
what?
forget about Cobra.
Cobra.
It was a hell of a movie, wasn't it?
When we didn't know shit
That was
about
a goddamn
life.
classic.
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna say.
All I'm gonna say is
I'm surprised Sly didn't win a fucking Oscar for Cobra.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good movie.
A lot of them flicks was just off the ooh and the ah. Cause like you
I just
said,
want y'all to
he was
know,
young as hell.
Greg is being very, G Money is right now is being very
Shout out.
funny with y'all. 'Cause he
Only
knows when he saw Cobra again as an adult, that shit was dreadful.
Shocked me.
That
It
shit
really
was
shocked-
dreadful.
It really shocked me.
And yeah, shout out to
That
our homie
happens a
CDL.
lot,
That's
though.
his favorite movie of all time. If you let him tell it, that's Godfather.
Fucking Cobra.
That happens all the time with anything.
Yeah, when you
know,
see
look
shit
at
that
this
young.
20 years ago. Like,
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, not necessarily the time, but if you were young, you
Right.
saw
And you
it.
see that shit and it's like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah,
okay.
okay.
Who you going with?
Arnold or Sly?
Mm-hmm.
80s? I'm gonna have to go with the Terminator, man.
You going with the
I love
Terminator?
Terminator, yeah. James Cameron. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just a deeper, darker link. It's a deeper, darker link. Yeah! Don't mess with the hair, baby.
Touche.
All day.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Schwarzenegger. And shout out to Honorable Mention.
Okay, I got one.
Bruce Willis was out back then too.
No, he was.
Die
And Bruce
Hard.
Willis was a big deal, yeah.
So
Yeah, Bruce
shout
Willis
out
was
to
a big
Bruce
deal.
Willis too, man.
Can I put one in there?
Let's do it.
I got one. Since they're doing a remake of this movie, which I totally disagree with, and you guys kind of put me up on game, Superfly.
Why?
Shout
Yeah.
out to Zaytoven.
Oh, is he doing it?
He doing a score.
Oh, is he? It's not gonna be better than Curtis.
Yeah.
I love you. I love you,
I
ZTC.
love Zaytoven, but it's not.
But you got some pretty big shoes to fill, and you're not gonna fill them. Yeah. I'm just gonna put that out there. Yeah. But you dope in general.
He's actually the least of our worries, but
no, yeah, I mean, yeah. So anyway, just with that going, Superfly or the Mac?
Superfly or the Mac?
Yeah.
The Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go with Mac.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Mac. Yeah,
I gotta go with the Mac.
Yeah,
just
I gotta go with
based
the Mac.
off of like
unanimous decision. I'm rocking with the Mac too.
Yeah,
the dialogue alone was.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Pretty Tony, you know, your bitch chose me. Yeah, we had us like some gentlemen. We can get into some gangster shit.
That shit was like low key unofficial Bible back then, man. That was some real shit going on back then, man.
And again, I'm trying to remember the first time I saw it. Had to
change your life.
I didn't fucking understand it all the way through.
Yeah,
I
had
dumb.
Of course,
like,
yeah, we didn't understand it, but
I had like 6. Like just watching my dad, then 8, then 10. I just grew up on it.
Yeah, and then you saw
like,
I think
amazing.
Shit,
I think every little boy should see
that. They should. That should be a national fucking holiday.
In your 20s, like. It was like comedy at that point. It was still like fly shit.
Nah, that was
sticky stuff, Tony.
Ooh,
sticky stuff.
Yeah,
both of those movies though, the Mac and Superfly. I mean, as far as hip hop, I mean, it's so many things that hip hop was taken from them movies. It's just iconic. You know what I'm saying?
Snoop had a whole fucking like.
Snoop, Jada, I mean, it's so many like things have been taken from them 2 movies. So
it was definitely a culture changing movie. It was inspiring to a long list of motherfuckers.
It probably got a bunch of motherfuckers locked up back.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
shot up, bunch of other stuff.
You know, I just saw just getting off track a little bit, but I just saw an interview.
Got some chicks slapped up too.
For no reason. We didn't do nothing.
Well, we were just talking about how Rocky probably got a lot of Italian people beat up by black people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In line.
Get some juju bees.
No, I just saw a good interview with Matt Barnes on the Breakfast Club. Matt Barnes get into a lot of things now. He's retired. A lot of production, and he buying a lot of rights and stuff to a lot of stuff that's about to come out. Like he got the rights to the they're doing the Huey Newton movie, and he got the rights to that. And you know, he was talking about on the Breakfast Club. I forgot who he got playing Huey, but he's in talk with Beyonce right now playing Angela Davis, and he's and I guess Dr. Dre is supposed to be doing the score to the movie as well.
How much money he got? Damn.
Matt Barnes, that's what fucked me up too, because they said he got the rights to that, and he said he also got the rights to
all that just made me go bankrupt just thinking about it.
And he said he got the rights to the they doing a Death Row I don't know if he said a series on Netflix, like a actual
another one,
like an actual like show though, kind of like he said with the
actors and shit.
One of the executive producers from Power and shit is working on it and
not
stuff.
A documentary, but
no, not a documentary, like an actual series or whatever. So he said he got that too. But I was like, damn, I didn't know he was into all that shit though. So shout out to Matt Barnes.
Shout out to you. And he graduated and came a long way from beating up Derek Fisher a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they was talking about that too. He said him and Derek Fisher is actually cool now.
Usually cool with the guy who just whipped your ass. You got 2 choices. Don't be cool with him, let him whip your ass again, or be cool with him.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they talked about it. They asked him like, how are you cool? Like if you get in a fight with somebody like that, how you get cool with him? He's like
brother, wait a minute, I ain't getting in a fight, I whooped his ass.
Yeah,
let's step there right now.
Yeah, get into a fight.
He just went into it. He was just like, you know, me and Derek Fisher was cool before, and he was like, the thing is, I wouldn't have had a problem with you dating my ex-wife. It's the way you went about it, and you know, going and sneaking it behind my back. If you just came to me like a man and told me, then I still probably wouldn't have liked it, but I would have respected you for it.
So they was like homeboys.
Yeah, he said that was cool, but he said if he would have just came in and told me, I probably wouldn't have liked it.
You know,
but I would have
unwritten rule, like, man, come on, man.
But he was like, I would have respected it,
right?
Instead of you sneaking around. And then the thing, his biggest thing is his kids, because his kids was there and shit, and you know. Niggas don't like that shit, so you know he had to do what he had to do. So shout out to Matt Barnes.
Did he talk about?
No, it seemed like he making moves out here. What you say?
Slap the girl.
Oh shit.
Shit, she had something to do with it too. Goddamn shit.
making moves out here, Matt. I like it. I like
that's
that.
what's up. He retired too soon because did he get that ring with Golden State?
Nah, he got it with
Didn't he get it with
was it Ghost? Or was it with the Lakers?
I was about to say,
I think it was with Kobe.
He was there he was on one of them Warriors teams the last 3 years when they went to the finals. I can't remember which one. I don't know if it was. He might have been on the one when they actually got beat by Cleveland.
Okay. I don't remember, but I did think I thought he got one with
he got
Lakers.
one.
He might have.
I don't remember. I don't remember. Real quick, before we, get out of here, since we was on the topic of the NBA and whooping ass shortly after, what's the best NBA fights y'all remember?
Still to this day.
Real fight, like, or
Yes, no, we're not talking about Larry Johnson and Alonzo Mourning. That bullshit.
To this day, I'm still gonna go with Derek Coleman.
Derek Coleman
whooping Corliss Williamson ass up the.
Damn.
That was an embarrassing moment.
And then you got to put the malice at the palace too, even though that was just a good. That
was just mayhem.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it.
It was a pure anarchy.
My boy,
players versus fans.
Right. That was
my boy,
anarchy.
Steven Jackson. That's my nigga right there. Yeah, he was going crazy.
You know what? This wasn't really a fight, but to the point with the Derek Coleman shit. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Corliss Williamson. First of all, let's not act like Corliss he wasn't no bitch about it. Like Corliss got some shots in. It's just that Derek woke up and it went all the way
he
wrong.
Just want to get somebody.
That's all. But no, one of the most embarrassing moments I think ever in NBA history. I didn't see the Rudy Tomjanovich shit, getting his face broken, all that. Yeah. And I really didn't see in real time Bird getting socked up either. It doesn't matter. I just didn't see it. Yeah.
Why he getting held? Somebody's holding him.
But no, one of the most embarrassing moments outside of that Corliss Williamson thing is when Skip to My Lou slapped the headband off of Eddie House. God damn.
Smoke. He turned around.
And he turned around and he checked his motherfucking self. And you can read Skip to My Lou's mouth. He said, I wish you would. And Eddie House didn't do a goddamn thing.
At all. I wish somebody would ask him about that.
Yeah,
Eddie House be on TV.
He be on
Skip and Shannon. He do. I was about to say, he's on Skip and Shannon. Yeah, that was the most embarrassing shit I ever seen him out. That's how your father slapped him on the back of the head.
And
like,
you like
right.
I love Shannon.
Chris Childs saw Kobe.
Who, Shannon? Yeah, Shannon, that's my guy. That's my guy.
He just was on Instagram posting some shit with like a whole fucking counter of fucking different type of alcohol, Louis the 13th, all type of shit.
Yeah, Shannon is
what he be saying though? I be seeing the pictures.
He be talking to Skip because Skip be hating on LeBron and Shannon is like LeBron. That's LeBron. Like,
right. That's like his illegitimate son, brother.
Shannon like, I should be drinking all this. Skip. He's all like, you see, he say, see LeBron go for that 20 dub.
He always say me and Brian.
Yeah,
me and Brian going out here partying. Nah, Shannon the fool.
I just want to shout out to Joy Taylor. My cousin Lo over here, man. He just wanted to. Say hi to you, Joy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joy Taylor out there.
Take you to the movies, anything,
Yeah, holla at Lo. Hey, what is it? What's the Instagram?
It's whatever you want it to be, Joy. All right. So we calling it a wrap. We wrapping it up, fellas.
Yeah. We put our time in.
All right.
Put our time. Keep support, liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting,
all that good stuff.
Tell a friend and tell a friend. And y'all got anything coming up? Anything on the works?
Yeah, well, we always working. We got a couple of things we're working on right now, but in due time we'll give you more details about it. We always putting in that good work in the studio. So GNLO Music by Pro. Y'all make sure y'all log on, check us out. As Pro says, subscribe, do all that good stuff, man.
What a mic at.
Next time.
We out.